When my daughter was just 4 years old, she came down with a serious infection. She was moved from our small town to Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. It was a scary and heartbreaking time. My union's benefits meant I could focus on what was important, helping my little girl.
Negotiated collective agreements that provide for employee income during times away from work are an example of why collective bargaining matters. In recent rounds of bargaining, your union has made gains which provide protection to members who are unable to work. A primary role of your union is to negotiate, maintain, and protect collective agreements. Agreements are in place for a fixed period of time. Before an agreement expires, either party must notify the other that they intend to bargain changes. This process is governed by law. Once notice is given, a negotiation advisory work group is formed in preparation for bargaining. It is made up of local leaders, and it advises provincial executive during central bargaining. Local collective bargaining committees are consulted for local bargaining. The union's priorities, what we hope to achieve in any round of bargaining, are determined based on member input. Member surveys, committees, and consultations provide the information used to develop a bargaining brief. All levels of the union work tirelessly to achieve as complete a picture as possible of what issues are important to members. The brief contains the union's positions on the parts of the collective agreement to which we hope to achieve changes. Under the School Board's Collective Bargaining Act, some items are negotiated centrally for all members, while others are negotiated locally for members of that bargaining unit. Therefore, separate briefs are developed at the central and local level. At the local level, the brief is typically developed by the chief negotiator with assistance from the other members of the table team. Centrally, our union process requires that the central brief is approved at a meeting of all local presidents and chief negotiators. As part of maintaining the confidentiality of bargaining, the results of the bargaining priority surveys and the content of the briefs are not shared with members. This is so that the strategic bargaining positions remain protected so that we can get the best possible tentative agreement for members. We do not want to lose bargaining leverage at the negotiating table as a result of a breach of sensitive information, which could create a divide and conquer dynamic where only the employer would benefit. Think of it as a poker game. Poker players would not show their hand during the game, nor should they show their hand after the game, as that might hurt their strategy on the next hand. However, we do share regular bargaining updates so that members have accurate information about the bargaining process. Bargaining updates are posted on the members-only section of the provincial website and are emailed by local bargaining unit to members. Each local bargaining unit has its own process for approval of their local brief, which generally involves the local collective bargaining committee and the bargaining unit executive. Changes in how schools operate mean that the working conditions of education workers are constantly changing, centrally and locally. It's complicated. Collective bargaining is an opportunity to address issues that have arisen.
My daughter's illness taught me that the Federation is much more than I realized. Dealing with a sick child took a toll on me. Physically, emotionally, I just couldn't focus on work. I made it through because I had the time to recuperate.
Bargaining matters. Our collective voices matter. Together, we will stand our ground and push for change.